Hey, I feel like I can't even get on here and introduce myself as somebody that y'all know because it's been so long since I've been on here. It's been like, what, 4 years? And today I just decided I'm gonna record a video. I'm gonna just get on here and talk, say what I need to say, and get up out of here. Because for 4 years, I swear it's like overthinking, perfectionism, and whatever else has helped me from getting on here and talking to y'all. Even though I know that this is something that I should have been doing a long time ago. My baby's looking like, who are you talking to? It's something that I should have did a long time ago. I just never did, just for all the wrong reasons. Being afraid of being perceived the wrong way, being picked apart, and really just stuff that y'all not even thinking about, but I'm thinking about because I'm literally my biggest critic, to the point where it comes off almost like I'm bullying myself. And it's been such a big hindrance for me. It's literally kept me from, I could have been so much further had I just not thought so much about it and thought so negatively about it, and I just did it. Perfectionism is literally like my worst enemy. I'm literally a crippling perfectionist, and it's time to put an end to that. So I decided I'm gonna get on here and talk to y'all because I want to get on here more frequently. I don't want to live a life where I'm just kind of hiding and honestly, I feel like the last like year or two has just been a sequence of like me just becoming more and more, I would call it private, but I'm really just gatekeeping myself and hiding from the world out of fear of being judged or being perceived in a negative light. And it has to come to an end at some point. It has to come to an end at some point. So, I really had to sit with myself for a while. I'm a whole mom now. Like, what? So much has changed. So much has changed. So much that I didn't get to share with y'all out of fear of, being judged or just being watched under a microscope. Because Lord knows, I feel like social media and social networking and the internet especially is a blessing, but it also is just like, it has its downsides. I don't feel like, I don't know, I've always been more of a you gotta catch me in person kind of person, but now I'm just going with the flow. Really, I'm just being obedient to what God has told me to do, because honestly, God told me to get on here and start showing y'all me a long time ago, and I just never did. And now it's gotten to a point where it's just like, you're really not gonna listen. So I guess I'm just being obedient, just getting on here and chatting with you guys. 2026 is what, March 4th, 2026, and I decided that this year I would do things differently. I would handle myself differently. I would be more open to sharing, I guess, just myself with everyone, because I've been in my cocoon for so long that essentially it's like y'all don't really know me. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and upload this, not even gonna edit it. Just say what I need to say, get up out of here, and then I'll catch y'all in the next video. So I really had to sit down and think about, like, okay, I want to make content. I want to do YouTube. I would like to post on TikTok and Instagram as well, but YouTube is where essentially y'all will get to know me a little bit closer, because it'll be more, these videos will be longer. I'll actually be broadcasting my life essentially. And I really had to sit and think about what it is that I want to share with y'all. I don't want it to be performative. I don't want it to feel forced. I want it to feel natural and like I'm just being myself and sharing it with y'all, and not being ashamed. I really had to sit and address, like, what is the 5 key points that is making up my life right now. And essentially, I would say at this point in time, it would have to be womanhood, of course. I'm gonna be 25 this year, so that's another thing that I've been thinking of. Like, I'm literally halfway through my 20s, and the first 5 years has been an experience, but what I want the last 5 years of my 20s to be like, and what does that look like for me? The second one would obviously be motherhood, because I'm a whole mom. Like, I have a baby, I have a little boy. He's 2 months old. He is just the sweetest little precious thing. And even though it's like I'm not really too keen to just broadcast my baby all over the internet, because I know like what people are capable of, especially with AI now. I'm a little bit more cautious with posting my baby. I don't have to like put his face out there, but I'm not gonna act like he's not a huge part of my life now, and who I am, and what's making me me. Third would have to be, I don't have to be a wife. So just that life and what that comes with, I feel like there's not enough representation of like us moms in our 20s getting ready to be wives and stuff like that. So I feel like that's another reason why God is calling me to go ahead and start sharing that with y'all, and just putting it out there. Not to say like, oh, I'm gonna put all my business out there, because I definitely believe like everything ain't y'all business. But just being like a good representation and showing y'all like the reality of like what life is like. Because oh my god, it's a squirrel and I really want him to go away. Go! That did not scare him at all. As long as he don't come over here. But he just a little too close for my comfort. Anyway, besides that. But yeah, just being a good representation for what that looks like. What would my fourth one be? Because I'm trying to put them in order, but I mean, obviously I'm kind of already out of order. So I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. But essentially, I still just want to like be myself. So of course, I'm still gonna make the beauty content, and that would probably be my fourth pillar. Beauty, that's always been a part of who I am, what makes me me, something that I really enjoy, something that, you know, ignites my spark, something that I'm very passionate about. I've always been very passionate about it, and you know, I'll expand on that more at a later date. And y'all will know why it's something that's so important to me in 2026 in particular. But I would say my fifth one would probably have to be like my family and friends. Y'all, I've isolated myself so much to the point where it's just like I literally hide. I tell myself, oh, I don't have many friends. I have a lot of friends. I just don't make the time to see them because I'm always in isolation. And God puts me in these seasons of isolation so I can sit with myself and reflect, especially when I go into like a new season of life. But I get so comfortable in those seasons of isolation that I literally never come out. I don't let myself be seen. I barely see my friends, barely contact or see my family. But 2026, I would like for that to change. Like, it's time to stop hiding. And I've been hiding myself for so long. It's just like, when is enough enough? When is a certain amount of solitude too much solitude? And I feel like I've gotten to that point where I'm like, okay, you're like too deep in that solitude, back to the point where it's like, this isn't even solitude, you just hide it from the world for all the wrong reasons, for real. So I guess I just wanted to get on here and like talk to y'all because it's been so long. I don't really have too much to say at this point, but enough is enough, and I'm kind of tired of my own BS and just hiding and feeling like I can't share myself out of fear of being watched. But really, I'm my own biggest critic, and I feel like the stuff that I be thinking that everybody else is worried about, it be stuff that I'm worried about because I'm just so freaking hypercritical. And I'm kind of just over it. There's not really too much else that I can say about that. It's just that I'm over it, and it's time for a change. So I guess that change starts now. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and click upload and walk away from the video, and just go on to filming what my next video is gonna be, and letting God instruct me, just letting it happen naturally. I don't ever want to feel like, oh, it's forced, or I'm forcing myself to make content, or it gets to a point where it's like I don't enjoy it, because I do enjoy it. I just have been so afraid of being perceived for real. But I have to understand also, people's perception of me is a reflection of themselves, and it is what it is. Everyone's not gonna like me, but my people are out there. So I hope this finds the right people. And yeah, just know the time is now. It's been a long time coming, a long time in hiding. A lot of life lessons, a lot of things have changed since the last time that I've talked to y'all. Y'all probably looking at this video like, is it the same girl? It is. In a different form, of course. But I think it's time to take it seriously. Just do it. Stop overthinking it. I feel like the last few years has just constantly been such a big growth period. From like, I think I was like 20 when I was uploading. And now I'm like about to be 25 in a couple months. Yeah. Just that transition period of like, I don't want to put anything out there and like be perceived a certain way. Because I've always known like, okay, you're growing, you're changing. You don't know who you are. So you don't want to be perceived a certain way, and then you grow and you change, and then like people look at you a certain way, like, oh, she's different. I always knew then I wasn't exactly who I wanted to be, and I don't know why the process of becoming who I wanted to be just seemed so scary at the time. But overcoming fears. If it's one thing that the last 4 years has taught me, is that I am capable of more than I can imagine. I literally gave birth all natural, unmedicated, in a short amount of time. I think that shocked me the most, and it really just changed my perception of not only life, but of myself. Because I've always been doubting myself. I've always been approaching things with so much fear, rather than like, if I just get into that mode where it's just like, just do it, just do what you gotta do. I'll learn that I am capable of a lot more than I can even imagine. So not only is this time period about sharing with the world and just being the representation for the girls that need it, but also just proving to myself that I can do more than I could ever imagine, and putting myself out there and showing y'all and showing myself in the process. So the season of isolation is over. It's time to come out of hiding. And yeah, I don't have no intro nor outro. So I guess all I can say is see y'all in the next video.